upon thee. Number 6, verses 24 through 26. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Number 6, verses 24 through 26.
Is a man named Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. Is a man named Morning Show. No matter if you miss far. Is a man named Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. Is a man named Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. Is a man named Morning Show. 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 Is a man.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you some on WKRA 92.7 FM. Man, beat me there. Don't meet me there. If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with MacMan Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
Well, when I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. She looked, I don't want to you don't put your hands on. You don't ask for shit. We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, look, you know what you do in school, you know. He got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter, he's allergic to jelly, he's allergic to bread, he got gluten-free, he gave me this, he gave me that, and then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or regular, whatever. He can stand on tables, he can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
I'd like to say good morning and welcome Grand Rising to everyone. Grand Rising. Good morning. Hello. All those other good things. It is February the 13th, 2025. It's 9 o'clock, about 4 minutes after, not 4 hours, 4 minutes after the hour of 9. This is the MacMan Morning Show. I'm James Mack, your host. On this wonderful day, the rain has stopped. It's cold outside all around our country. We do also have weather events, and I got a little bit under the weather. Sometimes if you don't wear a hat, if you don't wear the proper garments, you will be subjected to the cold weather. Good morning to our chat and our YouTube audience that is here. Alice is here. Good morning, Alice. How are you? All right, Sharon Reed is here. The deacon of MacMahon Morning Show. Chairman of our deacon board is Deacon Alvin Moore, Homewood, Illinois. He is our chairman of our deacon board. Good morning to you, Mr. Chairman, to our young man that has the power and the spirit of love and kindness inside of him, Pastor Anthony Reed. We say good morning to you, sir, and all of you all that are here. We just say good morning to you. Good morning to Diane Black, our wonderful, wonderful supporter, next Congresswoman of the state of Mississippi. I think she will be. And the way things are going, we definitely need a voice crying in Congress, letting us know, letting us know that everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. Like and subscribe, share. Good morning. Wake somebody up. Tell them it's time to get up. I think people are already up and about. I'd like to thank my young reader for all that he has done. We're going to introduce you to the reader real soon. And I decided that each day we're going to start off with a scripture and to give that morning inspiration. And I'm going to hear it one more time. I mean, read real good. I'm just really proud to have this young man on our show. We're going to be talking about him in the coming weeks. In a due time, y'all going to meet this wonderful young man that has come to assist us and help us in what we're doing here at the MacMahon Morning Show. Good morning to each and every one of you. Brother Lee is on his way. Of course, you saw Brother Lee's commentary. It's Black History Month that they gave us. Black History is every day. Every day that we have it, it is. Hey, Brother Lee is he? He should be coming in a couple of seconds. He's here. And just talking about him. But now, in our series, in our Black History series, I wanted Brother Lee to come and share with us as we discuss various topics of the day and how they relate to Black history. And let's talk about a little bit about our history, about where we come from. I think that because of the fact that they have eliminated almost in most institutes of higher learning Black history. They've taken it out of the curriculum. They haven't said that there isn't any. They just simply said that they're not teaching it and they don't want to teach it in school. You know, whatever. That a lot of people have been furloughed from the federal government, and they're continuing to do so. We got a new Secretary of State. We have a new Attorney General. We have a new Director of Homeland Security. We have all these people that getting in place. Even he has a Kennedy in the cabinet, Robert Kennedy Jr. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is his, I think is his, what is he? Health and Human Services Director. And he don't know nothing about it. And they just put him in there because he's weird. And it makes his family look bad. Or is his family really looking bad all along that the Kennedys been undercover oligarchs, as they say? I don't know. They said they were bootleggers and stuff. I'm going to ask Brother Lee some things. Maybe he can come up. I know parts of the answers, but then, I want to know about the things in history, the things that affect us. I'm not telling him what to say now. Don't get me wrong. Brother Lee got he got it together. I'm pretty sure that he's going to come because he gives us the option and he lets us know. He tells you, and I like that in a commentator, said, look it up. Sometimes in our speaking, sometimes we don't fudge the truth or anything like that. Sometimes we just got to get things in order. I make them say uh, stand to be fact checked, and there's nothing wrong. I'm saying. So we got Brother Lee here. I want to thank our sponsors, our anchor sponsors. I want to thank Big Red's Blues Lounge, Little Red. He's down in Jackson, Mississippi this morning. I want to say good morning to you, Little Red, to Keisha the Stylist, the Lock Goddess of Memphis. And I want to thank you very, very much for being a part of our show each and every morning. We want to thank you for your ongoing support of the Magman Morning Show. If you like to support our show, just email me. Excuse me. Just email me. Let me know, or go to our various connections for support there at the bottom of the screen. And if you follow those prompts, you got different ways that you can assist us. You can do that. We're not monetized, ain't begging for nothing, but we'd like the support of the listeners and the people that are listening to us each and every morning as we come on the air. And it's just a privilege just to be here. It's an honor because in the days and times that we are living in today, we don't know whether or not the freedoms that we enjoy will be here in the coming future as we look and see how things have been changing in the landscape of our government. They're talking about Social Security. The muskrat says to Donald Orange Man, Social Security is the biggest ripoff in history. That's what they say. That's what he said. He said it. Bring Brother Lee's up here with me. We're going to discuss what in the world. I'm going to throw some questions, not questions. I'm just going to ask him for his opinion on what the muskrat had said. RFK, it's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He has not been confirmed yet, according to our sources. That was and see, there's a great example of fact checking. If I say something or something goes out and we know it's not done on purpose, we got people that are there that are fact checking for us. I want to thank Alice, blessed child of God, our lead moderator, for bringing that fact up. He's in confirmation hearings, but he's not. Okay, give me a 1 if you can hear me. I'm so sorry. They want, wait a minute now. Okay, hey, Miss Diane, wait a minute. I'm doing some house cleaning right quick. They want to see if our young reader, Sharon Reed, asked a question that can we get him to do? I would love to. I'm going to see if he can. I like his information. I believe he can. He can pray too. Oh, let me tell you. See, I got some things that I saw, and this young man and his family, his brothers, and his family, his parents have really tried and have done successfully. His wonderful mother has successfully guided and led him not only to be efficient in his education, but to know who God is. That's all right. I ain't got no problem with that. We need him in these days and times. This is the Magman Morning Show. I'm James Mack, your host. We're going to ask the parent of that wonderful child if that can be arranged. I'm grateful that they let him record and everything also for us, that we can get our morning inspiration. Listen, folks, here we go again. They're taking steps necessary to eliminate a lot of things in our history, our society, the things that we go through, the things that are happening. I got a picture up, and I was just looking at it just briefly. And they're not like us. Kendrick Lamar sang a song stating at the Super Bowl entertainment that was had this past week. Kendrick Lamar got out there and did his thing. I mean, he let everybody know in an artistic way that we're not going for it. And the Orange Man left. He came there, waved, and people were booing him, throwing the finger and all that other stuff at him. Because, you know, there's not everybody is pleased with what's going on in Washington, D.C., in D.C., with the things that are going on. It's not just a D.C. problem. It's an American problem. It's here in the United States. It's a problem. It is a problem. I'm going to say it again. It is a problem because the gains that we have in civil rights have been attacked, and essentially they're going to be almost taken away from us. Thank you very much, Alice, for your update on our sound. And I want to thank you also for the information that you gave to us. Black History Month. And we've been celebrating. I mean, doggone it. Here we are at day 13 of the second month of the year. And the month that they give us, the shortest month in the year that they give, I guess they're giving us permission. I thought I don't need permission to celebrate my legacy, my heritage, and my history, to preserve it and to pass it down for generations to have. That's my responsibility. And it's not the responsibility of nobody to tell me, oh, now you can celebrate your history. Who told you that I needed permission from you? We have to be bolder. We have to be bolder than what we are. We have to be courageous in what we do. We can't be cowering down and just allowing people to take away our rights like they've been trying to do. They've been taking away our rights. They've been taking away the privileges that we have, and we have earned these. You know, where do we earn them from? Just by being alive. I think every human being that's alive has an opportunity and should be free. Are we free? That's a question I'd like to throw too. I'm leading up to what we're doing. Are we free? Are you free? Let's ask Brother Lee. We're going to ask Brother Lee to talk to us about the various things that we even say as people. Our chief commentator, our chief contributor is going to be here in a couple of seconds. I'm going to turn him loose. I'm going to do this commercial break right now. I'm going to give him the time allotted. He's here. Brother Lee is here. Y'all, let's say it. Say amen for Brother Lee. Amen for you, Brother Lee. But we're going to be back in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do our represent our sponsors. Say hey to them. Thank you all for being a part. Those of you that would like to be a part of our wonderful, wonderful family. By advertising, you can go to macmedia3@gmail.com, macmedia3@gmail.com, and we'll put something together for you. Dr. J, good morning to you, sir. You have a lot of work to do, meaning that we got some things that we need to bring to the people and to the audience. Good morning to all of you. This is the MagMan Morning Show. We'll be back after these messages.
First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws. They just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do. Okay, y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years, and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with Mac Man Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
When I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. Said, look, I don't want to. You don't put your hands on. You don't ask for shit. We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, look, you know what you do? He got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter, he's allergic to jelly, he's allergic to bread, he got gluten free, he can't eat this, he can't eat that, and then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or regular, whatever. He can stand on tables, he can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
We're grateful to be here on this wonderful day to be able to experience the wonders of this beautiful cold Thursday around this country. Right now in my region here in the Mid-South, it is, what is the temperature? It is 32 degrees right now where I am. Around the country, we're feeling the effects of this winter storm that's headed towards the East Coast. That's Alice, all y'all over there. I want to see, you can type in the chat, tell us how y'all doing over there on the East Coast over there, and let us know how you're doing. You can put it in the chat. I wish you would come up and give us a little update on it, but that's okay. We'll get Alice one day real soon. I wanted to let you all know that Michelle Franklin, our dear friend that has come and lended her support to the Magman Morning Show in her advertisement, and she has a tax service. Been talking about her. A lot of people have been asking me, man, is that true that you can? And she's unlike many other tax preparers that if you see what she's getting ready to offer, and she's sister, she supports. We need to support the businesses that come, and we should support especially businesses that represent our community, not as a whole, but then we got to look out for each other. But then, listen, Michelle Franklin has a wonderful, wonderful tax service. And in her tax service and what she's getting ready to offer, you'll see that in many, many ways, like I said, the unique part about it is that you have trusted and dependable tax preparers that will prepare your taxes for you, and whatever your possible refund would be, it'll be a maximum refund going back to you. But listen what she has to offer: a free estimate on your taxes, on your services that she's providing without leaving home. You got convenient ways to receive your refund. Personal business taxes and 1099 customers are welcome. Schedule your free estimate. And look, if you get a refund with her, or if you're doing business, you get a refund with her, she's going to offer you and give to you a 3-day, 2-night vacation in the lower 48. That means the 48 states that are here within this continental United States right here. You can go visit for 3 days and 2 wonderful nights. So give Michelle a call at 708-296-3133. That's 708-296-3133. Tell her that the Mac Man Morning Show sent you. Listen, Pizza Pro XL. Pizza Pro XL. Listen, let me tell you something. If you really want something that you want to, excuse me, you want to, excuse me, you want to have a wonderful lunch, or you just don't want to cook. Kids love. I like pizza too, not just for kids, but it's for everybody. Not just pizza that she has. She has some wonderful. I mean, check out the party wings and the things that she does have. But the thing that catches my eye, I know y'all mad at me because I do this, but this towering drink, this frozen greatness that they have. This tower of goodness, and with various beverages inside. It just looks so good. That's that Pizza Pro XL. Now, when that's gone and you think it's gone, she's going to come back with a picture probably. I don't know. Is this the refill or what it is? But I'm pretty sure that you all will enjoy. Go over to Pizza Pro XL and support this great, wonderful young woman that is employing well over 20 people in Quitman County, Mississippi, over there at Pizza Pro XL in Marks, Mississippi. Go by there and visit her. She's right there on Main Street there, and you can't help but to have it. We're preparing her production so that we can have addresses, all those everything that's there. But if you want to know, once you get to Quitman County, come off of I-55, coming south. If you all that know the area, come on down Highway 6 to Highway 3. It's real easy. Come straight down, straight shot. When you get to Highway 3, you're going to make a left. When you make that left, go to the 4-way. That's what they call it, the light that shine up at the top. And it's a red light, and it got the 4-way flashing. You're going to make a left. And when you make that left, go over the tracks, look to your right. You'll see Pizza Pro XL in all its glory. Get there, get you a wonderful seat. Say hello to Miss Bridget Wright, the wonderful owner and proprietor of that business, and she will thank you. I'm really sure that she will. Hey, here we are, 15 degrees in Chicago. I believe that. I sure believe that. It's currently 39 degrees, raining in on the East Coast. Alice is informing us. Keep us posted on that. I hope that everyone will be wonderful and everybody will be safe during this time that we are experiencing. Black History Month. Let's go there with Brother Lee's commentary. He's here. And I did this because I wanted to give Brother Lee the opportunity to really discuss Black history with us. Give it to that. There's a lot of people that, and a lot of listeners that don't know some of the real facts behind, or that we were involved with, the things that we were involved with as a people, our parents, and maybe our grandparents. We might not have had that opportunity as of yet to participate in the civil rights movement back then. We can't go back, but in these days and times, is the civil rights movement techniques? That's another question I'm going to throw. Is those techniques of marching, and does it still work? Some people say they're just marching for nothing. Why are we marching? The Latinos want us to march with them because they're getting deported, but yet and still in all, they voted almost 54% for the orange person, and this chaos. But now they're screaming because their families are leaving. I'm not making light of the situation, but people are screaming and hollering now. But there are some people that persuade wrong. I'm not saying Latinos alone. They're Arabs. They come over, open up these gas stations and convenience stores. You got the Chinese or the Koreans or whomever that's selling hair. Don't get mad at me because I'm saying hair. I think James says, get your hair done naturally sometime. Let it breathe or something. We're gonna have Keisha the stylist to come on and let us know what's going on with our hair. But Brother Lee, our chief contributor, the man that everybody waiting on to listen to, the man you love to hate to love, and love to hate. I don't know if that's what, not they don't hate you, but then when he comes raw and unfiltered, I love it. Y'all love it. Y'all ask for it. Brother Lee is here, and our Black History salute as we continue to recognize the achievements that we've made. We don't have to holler and harp them, but sometimes people forget that we've made major contributions to this country, actually built it, and actually brought it what it is today on the backs of my ancestors. If you look like me, you know what I'm talking about, black folks. And I'm not just saying that in the sense of racism, but we're under attack as a people again. And I don't think that this attack is going to go like all the rest of them, because I don't think that they're going to bring no fire hoses out. I hope they don't do any violence or anything trying to take us back and turning the clock on us. I got Brother Lee here. Let me be quiet because I might go to another level on it. Brother Lee, how are you on this great day, man? Say hello to our wonderful audience. They're waiting for you, man.
Great day, everyone.
Great
New
day.
beginnings.
New
New,
beginnings.
new beginnings.
Beginning.
Every day
Man,
gives
Brother
you a
Lee,
new beginning.
yeah, Brother Lee, I was waiting. I know I got all of that out of the way because I wanted to just kick this off. When you say Black history, and people say Black history, they immediately go to the standards or the heroes of our community, as they say, the Dr. Kings, the such and so, and the decent souls. But there are a lot of people that have not been recognized and probably never will be recognized that that were participating in the civil rights movement. Not just that, but take us to take us to wherever you want to go with this. I mean, I say to the beginning, but Brother Lee, there's a concern that I have that people really don't know what Black history is, and do you really feel that we're really free? That's not a question. You can comment on it. It's just something that I wanted to throw around. Go ahead, Brother Lee, our chief contributor.
Well, I like to say, um, here's the thing: is it? Excuse me. Are we free, or do we feel free? Let me say the Constitution wasn't written with us in mind. It was written by a room full of old black men, old white men that own land. You have to own property at that time in order to vote. Uh, that's something we were not privy to. That information. Information is out there. They were intended that property owners could vote, property owners could do some things, and these old white men put in the Constitution unwritten rule that women could not vote. You know, they put that in there. Those words were written with us not in mind. Uh, when they were thinking about the freedom to walk the streets of life and liberty, they were thinking about themselves. They didn't have us. At that time when they wrote that Constitution, they had slaves. Each and every last one of them had slaves, or they had slaves. They had servants that they did not pay. They had people that they could run the way they wanted to run them. They could treat them the way that they wanted to treat them, like they could treat cattle. And and they sat there when they wrote that Constitution, they cried and they cheered, but not with us in mind. And when we talk about African history, it's not that name Black is what they gave us. Those names are names that they gave us. We don't have those names. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. You can look this up. The word Black, that's not an African word. That's a European word. That's what they called us when they saw us. They called us blacks, you know, and they gave the word Negro as a Spanish word. It means black. So the thing is what we're looking at here, and we talk about this month of February. I don't want to call it, give it a name as far as saying it's African history, but it's this is what we call world history. When we mention us, it's world history. It's not African history. It's not Black history. It's world history. It's world history that we have, that not we, but the Caucasians have dissected that world history and put us out of it and put whatever they wanted in it. See, history is written by the ones who can conquer. Whoever conquers get the right to history, and they figure they're in power, that they can write whatever history they want. They can rewrite history, and that's what they've been doing. And that's what they continue to do. That's why they don't want to see history taught in the schools or in the streets or in your homes. They're happy that we don't talk about our history, but they talk about theirs. When they talk about, they came from Italy or England or Ireland or any one of those, or Poland or any one of those places they call the country. They teach their kids about their ancestry. They teach them about, and I'm gonna tell you this: you talk to a lot of Caucasian, pick up Caucasian and ask them, how far back do you trace your American history? They go back 2 or 3 generations. That's it. They say my grandmother came here, my grandfather came here. They don't say
Yeah.
my great grandfather came here. They some of them just got here. That's one of the point I'm trying to make. They just got here. Most of them really just got here. They've been here
Mm.
3 or 4 generations. We've been here 400, 500 years. Some of us in here, we discovered America. And here's the thing: we've been here for thousands of years, and you can look that up. Now they brought some of us here 400 or 500 years ago. But thing is, most of them now, you could pick you out a Caucasian and ask them, how long has your family been here? They say maybe 2 or 3 generations, maybe 100 years,
Mm.
maybe 200 years. That's it. That's it. Most of the ones that got here has died out through disease or something. Now, most of them are recently got here. You can take your president, uh, what I call Trump. You can take your president. He only been here 2 generations. Two. His father came here from Germany. So that's the thing I'm trying to get over. A couple generations, they just got here. Most of them just got here. And
Oh, I
they,
lost you, brother.
they
Okay, there
act
you
like you don't belong here. They say, "Why don't you go back to where you were?" They just got here. We were here and watched their ships come over. We were here and we watched the planes come over. They used to go to Ellis Island before they came to Ellis Island in New York, and they used to sign up and give them, register and everything. And those were the poorest of the poor. Yeah, they had some rich ones, and once they heard that there were land over here, they came over here and they tried to buy it up. They tried to take over, you know, and they tried to put genocide on the people that were here. And I'm gonna tell you something, Columbus, when he didn't come to the United States. He came to the Caribbean islands and he called it, and he saw the people on the shore and he wrote in his logs that they were black people. He wrote in his logs that he saw black people at the shore. So that's in history. That you could look it up. And the thing that we have to understand is this is one thing we have to understand. And I don't think people have talked about this enough or even talked about it at all. When you inflict pain and suffering and torture on kids as slaves and on babies and women and men, and you torture the men in front of the women to show that the men can't help you, the black men can't help you. You show them that, look, no one can help you. That's why they torture the brothers in front of they crowd, they get you all together and they torture this brother, and the strongest brother. They torture him in front of everybody else to show him no one can help you. They set that
go.
example in your head. And that's the thing. When you've gone through torture and slavery and all of those things, and you have to understand, and you rape little babies, and you rape the men and the women, and you abuse them, you brand
You
them,
mean
you burn them, you whip them.
essay? That's what they
Oh
was.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
had to
yeah,
say
yeah,
essay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead, Lee. I'm with you, man. Come on now. Come on.
When you abuse the babies and the women and the men, and you do all of these things, and I'm gonna tell you this, and today's is an example, like I was saying yesterday. Here's the thing: when you do physical and mental damage to a person today, let's say today, they get treatment for this because it's horrific, because they say that sticks with you. You got to get some treatment for this, mentally and physical treatment for these things. And you say you'll never be right again. They say they done something so horrific to you, you never be right again. That's why they say when you're abused physically and mentally by a stranger on the street, they give him life in prison. They give him life in prison or her life in prison. So they inflicted these things upon us, the physical and the mental abuse that you get. If you do it today, you get life in prison. Some places they execute you. So these things were done to us. And then they tell us, okay, 1865, we're going to turn you loose. But when you turn someone loose in the streets and out here in these communities, and you say, okay, now you're loose, now you're free, and then you've been abused and misused and physically and mentally abused, but you get no treatment for this, and you say, what's wrong with you, why y'all acting the way you do, and we still manage to pull ourselves together among that, with that mental and physical abuse that we've suffered for generations. We still manage to pull ourselves together. That is
Yeah.
in the history of human beings. No one has overcame what we have overcame. And see, under those circumstances, to be abused, not for like the Jews. Jews was abused. They was misused. Not they. And here's the thing in history about the white Jews. The thing is about them. They didn't just put white Jews in ovens. They put gays in ovens. They was putting other people in ovens. Gypsies were put in ovens. Gays were put in ovens. They were putting everybody that they didn't think deemed their kind of people. They were putting them in there. Not just the Jews. The Jews mentioned themselves, but they don't mention the others that stood alongside of them, and they were in those ovens too. See, and they say never again. But when they know about this abuse, you think they stand with us? No, they don't. They don't stand with us. But we stood with Lincoln, and we put those uniforms on in the Civil War. And I'm going to tell you this, and you can look it up. If it wasn't for the black man putting these uniforms on and fighting for the North would have lost the war. That's a fact. But
And
they
we would
say,
have still been enslaved, but then we'd still
listen,
been in slavery too.
but
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
Lincoln, we freed Lincoln. Lincoln didn't free us.
Let that wait, hold it. Let that be the word of the day. We freed Lincoln. Lincoln didn't free us. Help me out there,
See?
Alice. Put it in the chat.
Yes.
Let's see. Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
And that's the thing we have to understand. Lincoln didn't do this. Lincoln didn't order that war for us. It was the fact that the South was making money. And the South was beginning to feel that they were more powerful than the North, and they wanted to call their own shots. And Lincoln said, no, no, no. And so he said, how can I stop this? He thought they could stop it with the Caucasian soldiers. He said, we don't have enough soldiers. We got to disrupt this thing. So he said, I'm going to say the emancipation so these slaves can leave the lands and not farm these southern lands. And, so the South will lose their flexibility and their power. And then we can get those people, those slaves to put the soldier uniforms on and fight for us. And that's what happens. And we ended up saving the North from being overtaken. That's a fact. And see, and that's the thing they will tell us anything. And the thing is that we have a proud, a very deep, lustrous history. And that's the thing. They cloud it, they cover it, and they make us feel some kind of way about who we are. And see, and it took a while to get there. The brainwashing. It's been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed, yes. And they see us and they're afraid of us. I'm gonna tell you something. It's not racism, it's fear. They fear us, what we can do, what our abilities, what God has poured into us. It
So
terrifies them every day they wake up.
I got a question then, Brother Lee. So in a sense, and I'm with you. Um, so do you really think that it's not the color of it ain't how I look or whatever? Maybe it do, 'cause, or what have you. But it is fear, the fear of them losing population. The muskrat was saying that the Caucasian women need to have more babies and so forth. But he ain't say nothing about us now. And we make black people make babies and things like that. But the population has shifted out of all that they've done, all the things they had us doing and building this country and everything. It seemed like they trying to throw us away. DEI. Or whatever it is, affirmative action, I call it. They're saying that we're not entitled to it. They're just trying to take everything away after they have whoop, beat, kicked, essayed everything, and did everything to us. Now all of a sudden we're not, we're no use for them. I guess technology and the other things are going to take over, and they just seem like they're just throwing us away. And people say we're free. Brother Lee, do you really feel this is a commentator now? I want his opinion. I want to know, chief contributor, are we free from your standpoint as a contributor?
Eh,
Can you give us a little something? I don't
eh,
know. You can tell us.
No, no, we're
I
not
just had to ask
free.
that question. Yeah.
No, no, we're not free. That thing that they talk about, freedom. Freedom means that I get what you get. There's no restrictions on me. There's no privilege that I don't have that you don't have. See, until we all have the same privilege, the same rights to access to information and the and the materials and the resources that we have here, we are not free. You know, white folks have a privilege, and I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a fact. You may have white friends and white relatives, and I have some myself. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is one thing that even black folks, Africans, Americans don't understand is that white Caucasians, and you may say they're like family, they're family. They take up for us when we see in us being abused or something. They speak out. But I'm gonna tell you this, they're still a racist. I'm gonna explain why.
Well, okay, I know you
Now,
said that, but yeah, you got to explain what you, Brother Lee, are you saying, and your commentary coming with this here, that even though we claim these people, I mean, we claim, folks that, they blend into our family either by marriage or relationship or whatever the case may be, that these folks will still come on with it. I'm listening to you, Brother Lee. You got
they're still racist. Most white people, I say almost all white people are racist. All of them are racist. And I'm gonna explain to you why. You'll say not all white folks racist. Not all can't you can't be possibly be right, brother Lee. You can't be right on this. I believe you're wrong, but I'm gonna tell you why I'm right. And if you can tell me I'm wrong after I tell you this, then I'll go along with you. I'm gonna tell you something. When you when a white person wakes up, they don't denounce their privilege. They may denounce the fact that they're not a racist. They may stand up for you. They may march with you, but they're not going to denounce their privilege. And I'm going to give you an example. When they get up and go to the bank and get a loan, they don't say, "I don't want one because you won't give this black man one." They won't denounce their privilege. They'll say they'll accept their privilege and may speak out for you, but they won't let their privilege go. As long as you don't denounce your privilege, you're racist. As long as you accept the privileges that your race brings to you, you're racist. As long as you accept the fact that you can go into a store and get good credit just because your skin color, you're racist. If you don't denounce that and say, I don't want it because they can't have it. See, even a person who says they're not a racist still living in that privilege. They can go onto a plane and not worry about the stewardess asking them, is this your seat? They won't say, look, I want the same rights as that black man, that black woman, that black baby. They don't say, I want the same rights as you. That means that's a step down. They won't say, I won't accept anything until you can have it. Even the most liberal white person will accept their privilege. They will not denounce their privilege. They will accept it. They don't say I want the same rights as the Mexican. No, they don't. I want the same rights as the black man. No, they don't. They don't want those rights. Mexicans did think they were a little bit better than us. And they found out that chickens came home to roost. Trouble came to their
And I
door.
want to ask, I want to ask you that part too. Okay, brother Lee. Out of all of we the native Indians, the people that actually were here, including people of color, embraced us. I don't think that I hadn't heard, unless somebody can tell me, that Native Americans abused the people that they say that were their slaves. They did own slaves. Indians did. um, but to see the treatment and the things that are going on, brother Lee, and how they treat us, the Nigerians, even some of the foreigners that look like us. When I say foreigner, people from over in another country come over and they intermingle with us. They say, we were always told that you were beneath us. I had a Nigerian guy that tells me, he said, James, he said, until I met people, and started really getting to know people, black people, he said, we had a stigma. They were telling us, be careful of the shyster people that look like you. Why, is that still going on? Why are people still putting us we're the worst of the black people? Not just, even our own kind of people that look like us look down on us. Why are we catching all of this hell like this, Lee? And from all the way back when they brought us here, even up until now. I'm just asking. I'm asking you, sir.
Well, thing is
Brother.
about that, and I understand what you're talking about because I've talked to some brothers from our country, Africa, which the white man has named that country. Caucasians put a name on that country. That's not the name of that continent. That's not a country, it's a continent. Here's the thing is that they were brainwashed. Them don't think because they're from the motherland they haven't been touched by the white man. They have been brainwashed. They have been told these things, these lies, and they buy into the lies because they want some pride too. They were treated less than, and some of those countries have been continue to be treated less than. Because the Asians go over there from China and they rape their country. They're still raping it as we speak. You can look it up. They're taking their resources. And our government is sending CIA agents over there to disrupt it and create havoc. And if they don't like a black leader, they will get rid of him in the best interest of the Caucasians. They will start these wars. They will start these conflicts because we have more resources than any country, any continent on this planet. And
because you said that, you said that, brother. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm saying you said that, and it came up yesterday in news releases. I got a news release on yesterday that the South African government is stopping all mineral since these tariffs have come on, and on imports, that we're paying for the tariffs. It's just another tax that's going to be added on the more prices and everything, because this man thinks a tariff is against the country that's sending the stuff over. It's the one that buys the merchandise that that the prices and things are going to be affected. But the president of South Africa, that's where the Muskrat comes from when they was in apartheid, and him and his family was running and causing apartheid over there. He says the president of South Africa says that he's not giving no more gold, no more diamonds, no more raw material. There's a lot of raw material that goes into making certain products that have made these people rich and wealthy since they've been here. They've been ripping Africa off the diamonds, the gold, the precious stones, the minerals, or whatever the case may be. They've been ripping it off and taking it away. And South Africa said, if the United States, they just block and through anything that they're doing business with, all of the restaurants, your McDonald's, your Kentucky's, and all of the things, Taco Bell's, all them got to go. Anything doing with America and America company got to go. What do you think about the reaction of the president of South Africa to the Orange Man? Is this a way that's going to go? Because they're going to need these precious metals and precious gems to do certain things with. Brother Lee, you just brought that up about what Africa has to provide. I'd like you to come elaborate on that if you can, please, sir.
See, the leaders of these African nations, and I'm gonna tell you this, they're telling the Caucasians that you're gonna come to the table. We're gonna come to the table as equals. No more stealing and robbing and taking things that you don't own, that you don't deserve. And they telling them in that action that we want you to come to the table. We're going to come to the table as equals. And you're not going to take. We're not going to lay down and give it to you. And they don't just mean that to the Caucasians, they mean that to the Asians. The Asians are coming to Africa thinking that it's just a gold rush. They're coming over there buying land from Africans and doing what they want with it. And that's the thing about them. And charging Africans in some of those countries high interest rates that they never can pay back. They're giving the money and they giving them a high interest rates what they never can pay this back. So they just take it in property. So they just charge these interest rates in perpetuity. And that's the thing, is that Africans are standing up and saying, not us, not ever again. And they rising up, and like they say, you see Donald Trump, he has no concept of business and economics. And it just shows me how ignorant that the people who voted for him are, and he's as ignorant. We don't pride education. We don't pride, like they say, they put your hand over your heart. What am I pledging to? What do you pledge to when you stand up and you put your hand over heart? We're brainwashed, completely whitewashed, because you get up and you don't want to be the one that don't stand up for the flag. So you stand up and you put your hand over your heart because you don't want to stand up and let everybody look, and sitting down and let everybody
Yeah.
looking at you. But you know what? I sit down. I don't put my
Yeah.
hand over my heart. I don't even look at the flag. I had a white guy tell me, "What you doing? Stand up." He said,
What?
"Stand up." Actually,
Did he-
he was my son's father-in-law, and we were at a game, and he said, "Stand
Mhm.
up." I said, "You won't get it from me." I said,
Mm.
"You won't get it from me." But see, that's the thing. He said, "I'm a vet." Hey, the difference between, I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, hey,
The difference
hold that thought
between
for 1 second. Wait, Brother Lee, if you give me a second, I'm going to go to a break so you can have the allotted time that you have. So we're going to just go to a break real quick. We're going to do our brief commercials, and we're going to give our sponsors an opportunity to be heard. You're listening to the Mac Man Morning Show. I got Brother Lee. It's his day, y'all. Look, he's here with his great commentary. He's here speaking, y'all, in the chat. And then I want to say to those people that are at StreamYard, and I hope you hear me. Your streaming service sucks. And let me tell you why. And I did pay. And if you want to take me off, you better give me everything that's coming to me. You're blocking our signal. You mangled our count. And some of the features are not working, and you haven't given me a notification why. I've been pecking and typing and tapping, and we're going to find us another. If y'all know of another streaming service that'll be nice to the MacMan Morning Show, if you would do some research for us, those of you all that really, really root for us and do what it is, Alice, all of y'all, anybody that knows any other streaming service, I'm looking for one because I'm very dissatisfied with them and how they almost cut part of Brother Lee's audio out, and I was pecking trying to get it, and they gave me no indication. So you got my complaint. I know they hear me. You got my complaint. I'm not satisfied with this. We'll be back. I'm satisfied with my sponsors. Let's hear from our anchor sponsors.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Tune in to the MacMan Morning Show.
Hold up. Man, this is one of the hottest talk radio shows this side of the Mississippi. We're talking about the MacMan Morning Show, Mondays through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Man, get you. First thing first, you know back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws, they just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch, yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do, okay y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws, they the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years, and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your bunny on with MacMan Morning Show very own Mr. Lee.
Look, when I was a kid, Mama looked at you before you got in the stove. Said, look, I don't want no You don't put your hands on. You don't ask for We ain't eating. We wait till we get home. But kids now, it's like, look, you know what you do? You know, he got a note saying that he's allergic to peanut butter, he's allergic to jelly, he's allergic to bread, he got gluten-free, he gave me this, he gave me that, and then he got a note saying he got DDT, ADT, or Rivian, or whatever. He can stand on tables, he can do whatever he want to do. What kind of is that?
And we're back on the Mac Man Morning Show. My name is James Mack. I am your host. I have our chief contributor and our my all-around person for a particular topic that we're talking about today. Black History Month is in effect, and they've been trying to tell us what to do, what to say, how to celebrate, how to do this, how to do that, and people don't really understand uh, what really the significance of our history is, or do we know any of it? All of the struggles, all of the things that we go through. It seems like a never-ending battle to for a people that has been striving, and we're at this point. Our communities, Brother Lee, are dwindling. People's faith in anything has dwindled. Um, community with what's going on and what's happening. Um, Unemployment. Even though we built some of the most greatest inventions in America and been industrialists ourselves, we built those machines. We on our backs cotton and soybeans, and we were the butlers and the maids and the toilet cleaners and the street sweepers. And then when we got and had an opportunity to be allowed an education and try to get skill and have skills and know-how, just like the president of South Africa, there was no black president in South Africa until Nelson Mandela came out of jail, and he did that because they did that because there was so much pressure on that country. Don't let me tell you something. Together we stand, and divided we fall. I want to ask you this, Brother Lee, because I was saying it in the part of our segment that the the civil rights movement of yesterday. Do you think that the same tactics, I know it's the different day and everything, but the tactics that they use, the marching and the sit-ins and the boycotts, right now there's a boycott of most of the major big box stores because of this thing. They saying there's no more DEI and no more affirmative action, and we're not going to just give you a job because you black or whatever, which they weren't. You had to be qualified. They had to give you a fair shot. I want you to go into that, Brother Lee. You got the floor, man. Go ahead.
Well, I will say this: when they talk about the affirmative action, we have to look at the history of the reason why affirmative action. Don't ask why. Don't look at it and say, well, why, unfair means. And I'm going to tell you something. We got there because we were held back. We were held back for hundreds of years since they called this country the U.S. We've been held back. We've been told we can't have this, we can't work there, we can't shop there, we can't walk the streets, we can't get fair treatment from law enforcement, we cannot get those things. We're thrown in prison, and some of those a lot of those things still continue. And see, the reason for affirmative action, it's no accident. It's nothing nobody's giving us. We didn't come from Ireland and saying that we weren't treated fairly because we're Irish and we talk funny. No, we were not treated fairly because they chose to not treat us fairly. Not they can't get a legitimate reason why where we were treated so unfair. That's why they started affirmative action. It didn't go far enough. See, that's the thing. We take what they give us, and believe me, when you make a deal, when you sit down at a table for negotiations with anybody, you never get everything you want. You think that they gave us everything you want because they gave us affirmative action? No, they didn't go far enough. And you know what? Because the thing is, that is making a small effort at making something right. As far as affirmative action, they done it's like being in a race. You were in a race and the gun goes off, but you can't start. That gun went off, not for you, for everyone else in the race. But you have to wait. You have to wait. And you wait hundreds of years before they shoot the gun off for you. Then they tell you to catch up. And they've been running all the time. And then now they tell you, well, we're gonna make it better for you. We're gonna give you some rights, and we're gonna open the gate for you. We started the whistle for you, the gun for you. Now you can run. But you say, how can I catch up when you've had a 400-year lead? They've had a 400-year lead, and they tell us we're gonna do affirmative action for the last 50 years or 20 years and 50 years, and they tell you, okay, why come you haven't caught up yet? Because you had 400 years. You had a 400-year lead, and now you're telling me you're tired of letting us run the race. You don't want us to catch up. They've had a 400-year lead, and they're telling us they want to cut it out because we've only been running for maybe 50 years. And we still been handicapped on that run because they tied your
But we're
legs
still
together, your
running.
arms, and they told you, okay, yeah, we're gonna let you kind of run. We're gonna let you kind of run. You're gonna kind of not get loans at the bank because the government told the bankers that if they did give us a loan, they wouldn't insure the loan. So that's why we didn't get that money. That's why they redlined it. That's why when you go to the bank, you say, man, you pray. We pray that we can get something that we should have been entitled to. And that's the thing about this. We know about the situations. We know that affirmative action is not really in effect. For the little things that we slip through the cracks on affirmative action, they try to make us ashamed of having it. They call it DEI. It's like, you know who calls it that? You know who came up with that word? Caucasians.
Come on.
When the devil
Mm-hmm.
comes up with a word, you don't have to eat it. See, the devil came up with that word. And then the devil tried to shame you and tell you you should be ashamed of being in that position. But actually, I'm going to tell you something. Anytime we've been given a sliver of an opportunity, we come out on top. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
they fear. I can go on and on about how we came up on top, and we were held back, and our hands were tied. We run in the race with one leg hopping. We run in the race with a hand tied behind our back, and we still managed to be better than them. Listen, we weren't allowed to play golf at the golfing range,
Of course.
because they
Yes,
didn't let
of
black
course.
folks on there. So Tiger Woods, he slips through. 1% or 1%. That's zero. This is not 1%. That's 0.000 point. This is the thing. Do some math here. Point 0.00001. He got through. And not only did he not get it, he got through. He was number one in the world. He's actually the greatest golfer that ever was.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
And
That's what
for a
happens when
long
we're
time,
given a
Lee, for a
sliver of
long time.
opportunity. Look at Serena's and Venus. They
Yeah.
grew up in a very poor neighborhood. Didn't have a whole lot of
Yeah.
education in tennis. Father went to the
Right.
library to get a book to show him how to play. He didn't know himself. But that was less than 0.00000% in tennis. And what did they do? They were 1 and 2 in the world. God lets you know that given a sliver of an opportunity, he has covered us. He's blessed us. He's poured into us. You can't stop us. And that's that's not racism. They fear what God has poured into us. They fear it. Every time they see us on the street, they say, "Oh my God." And they see God in us. They
Yeah.
see it. And we don't believe it because we've been brainwashed. We are
So do you think that?
tremendously blessed. Tremendously
Okay, but Brother
poured
Lee,
into us. He's given us
let me
so
say
much
this,
that
brother.
we feel that we have so little. But let me tell you something. The fact that we can do
Okay.
some things that they can't do. They can't do it.
Okay.
They
Can you hear
tried
me,
it.
Brother
They
Lee?
had a 400-year lead. We get in the race
Can
and
you
we
hear
take
me?
over.
Can
And
you
that's
hear
the
me,
thing
Lee?
we got to understand. That's why Black history is so important. The history of the world. And when I say history of the world, that's our history because we were in every part of this world. In India, Asia, Europe, everywhere.
Okay.
You see statues of us. Look it up. It's
Okay.
statues of us. We ran England. There were princes and kings and queens that were
Yeah.
black in England, in Ireland. I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
the first leprechaun was black. If you want to talk
Wait a
about
minute. Hey,
history,
Lee, wait.
I'm gonna
Hold
tell
on,
you
Lee.
something.
Lee, can you hear? Can you hear
Every
me,
major
Lee?
invention in this U.S. was a
Can
black
you?
man, a black woman had a hand in it. You know, some of their greatest actors that try to pass off as black, as white, was
Hmm.
actually black. Clark Gable, he was a black man. They one of
Yeah.
the best actors they've ever had. He was black.
Wait, wait,
Babe
wait, wait,
Ruth,
wait, wait,
black as
wait,
hell.
wait, wait,
Look at him.
wait, 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 brother
He's
Lee,
just a light
brother Lee,
skinned
brother
brother.
Lee.
But
Okay,
see, that's
Br- brother Lee, you hold. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, Lee? I had to mute you for a second to see if you could hear me. Can you hear me?
they'll inspire them.
You
It
can't
will
hear me.
inspire them. But if you take away a person's history, they don't know who they are. You know, we're the only people in this world that, by the millions and millions, that don't have their own last name. How would you like if a Caucasian will not allow this to happen to them? We walk around and we're proud of being a Johnson. We're proud of being a Smith. We're proud of being, we'd say, I have a legacy of Smith. I have a legacy
Yeah.
of Johnson. I have a legacy of Williams. But here's the thing,
Yeah.
that's not our name. We didn't even get to
No.
choose that last name.
No.
And see, how would you like to walk the streets and they say who you are? I'm Billy Johnson. And they laugh at us and to themselves because they say,
Hey,
we still got that brainwashing on you.
okay.
You
Hey,
know,
brother
we
Lee,
say,
can
I'm
you hear
proud to be
me?
a Johnson. Who is a Johnson?
Brother
What's
Lee,
a
can you
Johnson?
hear? Can you hear?
What's a Johnson?
Can you hear me?
And that's
Okay.
why the Nigerians
Wait a minute.
upset
Hold
a
on.
little bit. Because we are a Johnson. We are Smith. You know, they wiped our history. They tried to wipe our history away from us. They give us these names and whip us until we say our name, just like in that movie Roots. And that's the thing we have to understand. We have a rich
Okay.
history.
Okay. So, are you? Can you hear me, Lee?
Yes, I hear
Okay. I've been hollering your name. Wait a minute. Once again, we got a couple minutes. You're gonna get the last couple of minutes. Let me talk to StreamYard right quick. This is the Mac Man Morning Show, Mac Media 3 Productions that pay every month from people that give to us to help us to purchase the apparatus to do what we do and stream. I know y'all hear me. I know you have the internals on because you're listening and I see the indication. I've been hollering for the last 10 minutes and nobody's heard me. And I know you've been going, Lee, because I had a question that I wanted to ask you. We're going over. We don't have a designated. It's not going to be designated today. I want them to know you're doing a total disservice to my audience and to my production company when you do this. My sponsors are people that help us to stay on there and to help us to go forward. It's a disservice to them also when you interfere with our programming. And I am going to lodge a formal complaint with you. I know you hear me, and I want you to hear me. I want to do this real quick. Let me go to a break. I'm going to adjust my mic. Lee, get you some water, so I'll bring you right back. I'm going to go ahead and, for the benefit of our sponsors that they interfere with our programming. I want you to have extra time. I want your business support these businesses because these businesses support the Mac Man Morning Show. Here we go. Lee, stand by. You coming back? You got about you could just roll. I want you to roll. You're listening to the Mac Man Morning Show right here on YouTube. We're here each and every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast, right here live every day. We'll be right back after these messages. Give Brother Lee a chance to adjust. And as I adjust these microphones of this horrible company that's trying to make our business bad, but we're going to play it like we got it. We're going to play the hand we dealt. And here come a poker face. This is my poker face I'm playing because we got sponsors. Come on,
If your
y'all.
locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
I hope and pray that we one day will get an opportunity to have a company. I wish there was a company that would deal fairly with each other, that we can get away from this terrible. This is terrible what they did to us. I'm going to let them know. Brother Lee was in the middle of his commentary, and I see behind the scenes. And meaning that I got the controls, and I was looking at what they were doing every time he was mentioning anything significant about our community. Evidently, somebody is listening because they've been trying to hit, stall, stop. I got a message just a couple seconds ago, Lee, that said they heard me hollering your name. I'm just screaming, Lee, can you hear me? And you were going, everything is fine. You were doing great. I was saying, I said, I don't have control. Something was wrong. They never gave me an indication or anything. But that's why I wanted to play that that segment again for to let everybody see our advertising, because our advertisers who help us, they expect their ads to play, and they expect it to play, and we're professionals. I don't appreciate this. I don't appreciate this StreamYard, and I know that you're hearing me because you just corrected what I said. Terrible. Brother Lee, go ahead. You got about 15 minutes. I want to just say something to you and leave this off right quick. I mean, just to give you something, Lee, people have, and I want to let everybody know in the audience, this is Black History Month. We're talking Black history. We're talking, and every time we talk about what we want to do, we talk about our invent. We talk about the initiative, the things that we're doing, and all of the things that we've accomplished. We got to remind people that they know we did it, but they don't want us to tell people and our children and the grandchildren, wow, what it took for you to get them Jordans on your feet. What it took for you to get the MKs and the this and the that. You got a car. You got a parents these they give them cars. And one friend of mine gave, which is a good idea, gave one of her children a business. I ain't got no problem with that. But there was a time where we couldn't get it. We had to get what we could get, what our parents could afford. It was very little. A lot of us grew up poor. You won't admit it. I mean, really, we didn't know it, but we were growing up in poverty. We had something to eat, every day, and we had a roof over our head, and we what we had on our backs was clean, but we were in poverty. What our parents had to go through, and what as we grew up, and what we got to go through now to try to take care of our families and to try to keep legacy going and keep things going. We don't know what's going on. I'm not saying this in a doom and gloom way. This is Black History Month. Okay, what is it about Black History Month that we ought to be celebrating? Are we supposed to be clapping our hands, cheering loudly, screaming, yelling, going forth? Or are we supposed to be saying, wait a minute, we ain't got our fair share? Brother Lee, I'm coming back to you. You still got your time. I wanna ask you, we not getting our fair share of the goods, man. We're not getting our fair share of the opportunities. And now this man has come in and said, we getting rid of everything. We ain't gonna leave you. We trying to get rid of every gain that you all have. We sending the Mexicans back, but if you gonna be here, we gonna take you back to an era where we had control. Help me out, brother Lee. You got the final word. You got 15. You know we got 15 minutes to go. Go ahead, man.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna give you a good example. Okay, when they wrote the Constitution, did it take 100, 200, 300 years for those laws to be enacted? No, they happened as though exactly when they signed that Constitution, when they put those signatures on it, hey, things happen immediately. Immediately. And the thing is, when they sign laws for us, it takes hundreds of years for those laws to trickle down to us. Like Ronald Reagan say, trickle down effect. The rich get it, and it'll maybe trickle down to you. So and that's the thing, is that we have to understand that these laws that they and these things that they enacted, and they say they want to take back these little things that they have wrote into law. They don't want us to have anything, nothing. We're still looking for our civil rights because we don't have them. We got a law in place. We don't have civil rights. You get stuck out in the street, and you're in your car. You get pulled out of your car. You get slammed on the ground. You get all of those things. We've seen them live on our phones. You know, our civil rights are still not there. We have the Civil Rights Act, but it's not in effect. Yes, we marched and we died and we got a law, but they don't enforce that law. They don't enforce that what you call that privilege, that DEI, that affirmative action. They don't enforce it. You know, if it did, you'd see more of us with those kind of jobs because we're clearly qualified. It's not about qualifications, it's about holding us back. And that's the thing we have to understand. And I think we can start with knowing our history. And history inspires us, just like it inspires them. They have Columbus Day. Columbus was a well, he was an eradicator. He was a genocide force. Put genocide on people. He was killing people, giving them blankets with chicken pox and all of this, and doing all of that stuff to us. I mean, he did it, but he was killing us when he saw us on the shore. So the thing is, they celebrate their history even if it's not real. And it
Yeah.
means a lot to them. They got pride. They call it white pride. I call it, it's DEI for them. They in place. They're not talking about taking away their DEI, and they've been there for 400 years. I think they got DEI in reverse. Here's the thing: it's the wrong kind. They talking about DEI for us. It should be DEI for them. They've been on top for a while. Why should they be in power when they say let's take it away? That means no, they mean they want to continue with their DEI and take away whatever gains that we have. We have to see things like it is. They fear their DEI going away. They fear their DEI, their affirmative action. Listen, when they signed the Constitution and didn't include us, that was affirmative action for them. That was affirmative action for them. We think that's the thing we have to look at. Look at things the way it is, not the way the devil is telling you. The devil will tell you you getting privileges when he peeing on you. He said it's rain, but it's pee. And they getting all these privileges and everything. They fear that they will lose their DEI. That's why they trying to pull the rug from under us. And that's the thing. We have to teach us our history, our own history. You know why Caucasian, I'm gonna give you something right here. You know why Caucasians and when they enlist in the army and when in the armed forces, when they had 9/11, they signed right up. That line was long. Plenty of Caucasians in line. You know why they get in line? and they sign up and they willing to die because they're fighting for something they have. You know why we in line? We fighting for a
Why?
promise. We fighting
A
for a
promise.
promise. We fighting for a promise. They fighting for something they actually can touch and feel. They fighting for their land that they have. They fighting for their president. They're fighting for their judges. They're fighting for their way of life. That's when they go fight, they fighting for something they can touch and feel. Fighting for a promise. When we go over there and die, we've been dying for a promise for over 2, 3, 400 years. We've been dying for a promise. When we march, we're marching for a promise. The promise that you're gonna keep your word. That's what we marching for. When they stand up and put their hand over their flag, over their heart, and they pledge to that flag, they're pledging for something that they have already. We're pledging for
Yeah.
a promise that they'll
Excuse
give
me.
us something. We pledge when we do it. We don't pledge. We don't pledge for something that we have. We pledging for a promise that you may give us some of the crumbs that falls off the table. And they mad because we won't stand up and pledge for something they have already. See, that's the thing. We're pledging for the wrong thing. We sit up there celebrating them, their success. What they already have that they don't want to give to us, that what they don't want to elections. We fought for this. They're not giving us anything. They owe it to us. Don't think that this government is giving you anything. Anything that we have, we earned, we died, we have unalived for it. We have suffered for it. And see, that's the thing. We should stick out with pride. We listen, when we walk the streets, these are our streets. We died for it. We created them. We did all of these things that we needed to do to be a part of this country, and yet and still they won't let us in. And that's the thing. And the Hispanics are starting to find that out. They thought that they was Caucasians. Now, Donald Trump has told them, we coming to your doorstep and we taking you off the streets. Now, I've seen some YouTubes where they taking these Mexicans off the street. Not just Mexicans, they taking Venezuelans off the street. They taking anybody that looks Hispanic. And this, you know how they get into some of these people? Some of these people that have applied for citizenship. The ICE is looking at that information. That's why they know where you are. When you have applied for DACA 10, 20, 30 years ago, DACA, they look at that information. That's how they know where you are. You wonder, how did they know where I was? How did they know where I lived? Because you put that information down when you applied to be a citizen. That's how they finding you. And that's the thing. And they thought that this was their country too. They say, well, we're better than black folks. You're finding out that you're the first to go. You're the first to go. And that's what they're starting
The
to
first to go.
understand. And they wanted us, they say, why don't we they say, black folks need to stick up for us. We did. We voted for Kamala. You didn't. We stuck up for them. See, that's the thing. We helped the least of us, which means everybody get lifted up. They didn't want to do the lifting. They didn't want to do any heavy lifting. Now they crying. They crying. I mean, they literally just boo-hooing because Uncle Martinez had to get on the bus and go back to Mexico.
Yeah.
DeJesus has to go. Maria gotta go. They are going now. Now they want us to help them. We helped you all the time. When we were marching, we were helping the least of us, we helped make everybody rise. See, they don't understand the math. They understand it now. Now they can count. When we were marching for everyone. When we march, when black folks march, when black folks make gains, everybody makes gains. See, that's what you have to understand. When black folks make gains, everybody makes a gain. That means the Mexicans. That means the Venezuelans. That means the everybody makes gains. The Indians, from Pakistan and from India, they make gains. When we make gains, everybody make gains. They don't understand it, but they're doing the math now. I bet you they can count now. They
Yeah.
see it. And that's the thing. That's the thing. You can look at YouTube. They snatching them out the houses. They snatching them off the streets. They snatching them from everywhere. If they up there doing a roof, ICE is right there snatching them off the roof. If they doing any kind of construction, some painting, some cutting grass, they snatching them off the streets now. They coming into their houses. They coming everywhere and snatching them from everywhere. That nightmare has become reality.
Yeah.
It's a reality to
Wow.
them. They're terrified. Every time the door rings, every time the mailman comes, they don't think that's a mailman. They think that's ICE.
They think
You
it
know?
is. Well, look, Brother Lee, I want to say this. Look, we're continuing our series of discussions on Black history during this month. We're taking this month and we're going to use it in a way that others don't think that we could use it in. We're going to tell the truth. We're going to make aware of the things that are going on in our communities everywhere. Brother Lee is here. He's going to continue. He's going to got more tomorrow. We're going to continue our series and continue the discussion that we have with him. I know that y'all been enjoying it because I see the messages that I've been getting, and there's more to come. We got to stand up and stop being cowards towards what is really our right, our God-given right, folks, to be human beings. And we're not going to turn back. I'm James Mack. I'm your host. We're getting ready to get out of here. I tell you what we'll do. I'm going to put an announcement out. Look out for an announcement. Nothing pertinent, but look out for an announcement for a evening. We're going to go on the evening, and we're going to continue our conversation on one of our evening shows. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to pre-plan it and get everything together, get Brother Lee's schedule together, because by popular demand, people want to hear. They have not heard the history or it brought in this kind of way. And I'm glad we have somebody that's willing and able to do just that. Brother Lee, meet me back here on tomorrow. We're going to be here tomorrow, right here, same time, same place, right here on YouTube, the MacMan Morning Show. Mac Media 3 Productions, LLC, is the company that you should be looking for all of your need, for all of our sponsors, everybody that, all of our moderators, everybody that is with us. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. Brother Lee going to be back with us tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with more of this. Thank you for being with us. This is the MacMan Morning Show. We will see you on tomorrow morning.
It's a MacMan Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. MacMan Morning Show. No matter if you get far. MacMan Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. MacMan Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's a MacMan Morning Show. 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 It's a MacMan Morning Show.